Hello and welcome to Simply Suzette, where we bring you good news with style and a smile. Today I am elated to have as our special guest the mayor of Gary's, the greatest city in the world, Indiana, the mayor of Gary, Indiana, Karen Freeman-Wilson. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here, Suzette.
First off, are we going to refer to you as Mayor Karen or Mayor Freeman-Wilson, or just how do you like to be referred to?
Mayor Karen.
Mayor Karen, that's what I was going to say. Okay. Okay. First things I wanted to ask you was, in being mayor, were there things that you, as being mayor, that you were surprised that you're able to do versus the things that you weren't able to do? You know, the question we talked about earlier.
Well, you know, what I'm surprised at, and this is on a consistent basis, is the level of recognition. And when I say that, you know, I used to be able to go to Ultra and Target and, you know, sort of, and be relatively incognito.
Right.
But now that's a little hard to do. And while I really do appreciate that, I was also surprised, you know, especially with younger folk, where they want to take pictures and they want to get autographs, and you know, that's really gratifying, quite frankly, and you know, just really fun. But it was a surprise to me because, you know, when I thought about the office, I thought more about the work aspect of it and the everyday grind, if you will. But that's been a pleasant surprise to have a public, to have a citizenry that really does embrace what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Well, listen, what kind of things have you accomplished in your short 1 year? I have seen you on top of the garbage trucks. I have seen you taking stuff out of the Boys and Girls Club. I have seen you out in the snow. I have seen you at 2 o'clock in the morning going. You are everywhere. What are some of the things that you are most proud of the accomplishments and some things that you've already done?
Well, you know, I'm really excited about the amount of progress that we're seeing at the airport. When we got in, there was an impasse between the airport and the railroads in terms of our ability to really continue to extend the runway and remove the barrier in the CN Railroad crossing. And so that was one of our priorities from the beginning, going in, forging an agreement with all of the railroads and getting that expansion in on time, which would be 2013, in accordance with the FAA mandate. And not just because there's a federal mandate attached to it, but because it really does represent an economic engine for the city of Gary and the entire Northwest Indiana region. So we're very proud of that. We're proud of the way that we were able to clear the snow in the winter of 2012, and we're looking forward to having similar success in the winter of 2013. We are already preparing for the snow. I got a little nervous about a week ago when it started snowing over in Illinois, and certainly during the aftermath of Sandy, when you saw some snow in Ohio, I'm like, oh my goodness, we're going to have an early. That's too early. But you know, I'm excited about the fact that we have a snow plan. And it's a snow plan that we're doing in cooperation with the Gary Housing Authority, the Sanitary District, the School Corporation. And so this is something that represents collaboration.
Well, that's wonderful. What do you have planned for 2013? I know we're just about maybe 6 weeks out from the beginning of the new year, where you will celebrate a whole year in office. So what kind of things are you looking for? And I'm really looking for, well, I was thinking that maybe economic development, I'm sure, is top on your list.
Absolutely. We've developed, well, first, sort of as a precursor and in preparation for our work in economic development, we developed the Department of Commerce as being that area where all things economic development goes, so that we would not have people working in silos, so that everybody could work together. So zoning works with the environmental part works with redevelopment works with community development. So we've accomplished that. People are working together well. So now we have embarked upon those areas of development, and we've designated 10 areas. Among them are University Park, the area around Ivy Tech and Indiana University, where they're going to play a role, the two schools, but where we are also going to develop the Broadway corridor out between 8094 and Ridge Road, that we're going to develop the areas in between, both relative to the university's creation of a new building and relative to our creation of housing, affordable housing in that area, and market rate housing. In addition to that, we are going to conduct a feasibility study of the trauma center and teaching hospital, which we're really excited about because it really does allow us the opportunity to step up our health care here in this area, and of course that would be an economic development engine. Lakefront development is one of those areas, as well as the transit-oriented development related to that. The downtown development is one of those areas. There's a light industrial development that would be on the east side of the city down Melton Road. There would be development as well. The airport is a development district, and development off of 25th and Grant Street, and some development also on the southeast side of the city, where we're looking to possibly attract some of the big box, and then of course the casino development is an area that we're focusing on as well.
Well, in doing all of this, if the residents have questions, how would they contact you?
What they would do is contact Forrest Hayes, who's our director of the Economic Development Corporation, and he is the person that's been entrusted with leading our economic development effort in the city. And if they would call him, if they have ideas, if they want to build on something that's already in existence, then he would be the person to contact.
Now, with how you talked about housing, are there any plans for doing anything with the vacant housing that's in Gary that's really, you know, that would be an eyesore with the other development that you have? Are you making any plans to do anything about that?
Absolutely.
That was one of my Facebook questions.
Yes, one of the things that we're going to do in the first quarter of next year is we roll out our University Park effort. We will provide dollar houses to the public. So in early 2013, we will begin to conduct the dollar house lottery. We'll identify those houses that are available. And the dollar houses are going to be those houses that really are vacant, that shouldn't be demolished because they still have a sturdy structure and they would still make good housing, but they need a little TLC. And so that's why we're offering them as dollar houses.
That's great. Have you gotten any ideas from your I know you had a 15-minute session that you said that you would have with anyone in the city.
Absolutely.
Have you gotten any ideas from that, or how is that going for you? Or can you still do it?
We have every week.
Every week, okay.
15 minutes with the mayor. Typically it lasts anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours. People come in for 15 minutes at a time. Sometimes they come as individuals, sometimes they come in groups, and everybody has an idea. And we've gotten great ideas, and some we've taken and modified a little bit. Some we're sort of putting people together, you know, and what it's really done what I envisioned that it would do, and that is give people an opportunity to really participate in government and to participate in our efforts in the city. Okay,
that's great. On our show, no, I want to ask you about the new trash vendor.
Yes.
You have a new trash vendor. We're going to talk about that.
In fact, that's one of the accomplishments that I forgot. We were able to reduce the collection fee.
Oh, great.
But even more than reducing the collection fee, we used our waste stream to really create an economic development opportunity. And so we said to trash vendors or potential trash vendors, we want you to give us a price as to what we'll have to pay for garbage collection. But we also want you to give us an idea about how you would use our waste stream in a way that it would make money for the city. We got a number of really good proposals that we anticipate implementing, and we believe that that will be a tremendous benefit, economic benefit to the city of Gary.
That's great. And I think that you have an exclusive. You have something you want to tell us about? Something that's going to break here on Simply Suzette?
It's breaking right here.
I am delighted she's going to say it here on Simply Suzette first. You got something to tell us.
January 23rd, the Harlem Globetrotters are coming
Shut
right
the front
here
door. The Harlem
to Gary,
Globetrotters.
Indiana at the Genesis Convention Center.
That
We're
is
extremely
wonderful.
excited about that opportunity. Tickets should be online by the time this airs. And, you know, we think that this is another example of what can be done, not just in Gary, but at the Genesis Center. We've been talking to a number of promoters, a number of people who are who represent entertainers, who represent sporting events, and you know, we love basketball in Gary. Who doesn't love the Harlem Globetrotters? So it's a great combination.
That's wonderful. You know, you've as the mayor, you've been given, I'm sure, the opportunity, been afforded the opportunity to travel around a lot and everything, and I'm sure that you've been to Washington. And I guess I wanted to know, had you ever met our president before?
You know, I've met the president prior to becoming mayor. I've not actually met him since becoming mayor. I have been to the White House for a meeting, but it just so happened that day, Valerie Jarrett, who is, you know, sort of his chief of staff, was the person who greeted us. He was away, and of course that was during the campaign season. So I'm looking forward to seeing him during the early part of next year at the inauguration. I think that's
you going? Oh, my goodness.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. And, you know, the good thing about this president is that even before I took office, he reached out, had people reach out to say, we want to know what we can do to help Gary. And we've been working with folks from HUD, from the EPA, from the Army Corps of Engineers, from the Department of Justice, from a variety of federal agencies to determine what are some of the things they can do to assist us, and they have been just Johnny on the spot.
You know, the president has, for me, the president has been a real source of real calm. You know, he's, you know, just seeing the way he handles things, not all, you know, willy-nilly and stuff. He's just so calm, and the leadership is just so even. You know, it was when they talked about one night he was doing the roast, and then the same time he was bombing Bin Laden. I thought, I was like, wow. Yeah. You know, but his leadership skills are just something like I've never seen before. And you taught a workshop on leadership at our church at Beyond Four Walls, and I thought it was amazing. Can you just kind of skim through that?
Well, you know, what I really tried to convey, and it was something when Pastor White came to me and said, you know, we want you to teach something at the women's prayer conference. I'm like, okay, what would you like me to teach? Because, you know, that's definitely not my lane.
Yeah.
And, you know, I enjoy going to church and participating in church, but actually, you know, teaching. But what I tried to do is just really approach leadership from a biblical perspective. And so we talked about the humility that's required with leadership. We talked about the servant aspect of leadership. We talked about the sacrificial aspect of leadership, and the importance of not being so quick to want to see your name up in lights. That is not about that. It really is about trying to make things better. The Latinos have a word, mejorar, and that means to make it better. And you know, that's really for me what leadership is all about.
You know, we came up in a time where we had great leaders coming up. When we were growing up, with, you know, because of course Karen and I were in the band together.
We were in the band.
And Karen played the
French horn. And Suzette was out front as the majorette.
Yes, I was. But you know, we had great examples of leaders, people that really wanted to see children do well.
Absolutely.
You know, and you know, they really wanted to see kids go forward, and it was like never about them. Who were your role models coming up? Because you absolutely had some great leaders, as did the people that came along with you, because you graduated from Harvard.
Yes.
Harvard graduate, and all the other things that you've accomplished. You
know, even before going to Cambridge, we had some iconic leaders in the city of Gary. When you think about a Frankie Woods McCullough, when you think about a Sadie Shropshire, when you think about an Arnold K. Williams, I mean, you could not be in band and not remember sitting through the music festivals year after year after year.
Ouch, you stepping on my pouch. You remember that?
Oh yeah, goodness gracious. And
he made up those songs every year for us.
He
made
did,
those songs
along with the hand gestures and all of the activity. When you think about a Ray Scott, I mean, we were doing Fiddler on the Roof, Raisin in the Sun, you know, in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And all of that really taught a variety of skills, not just public speaking and public performance skills, but also discipline, because we had to go to rehearsal every day. It taught, you know, a lot of kids were out playing and we were marching in the sun in the summer. So, you know, summer band.
Yes, we did. And was glad to go, weren't we? We're glad to go.
Absolutely.
Did you ever think this? Did you ever wonder why the neighbors never complained about us being up at 6 o'clock in the morning?
You know,
had you ever thought about that?
I never thought about that.
I thought about that. I'm like, what? And another great leader was Willie Horn, too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, the proverbial stand in the hallway and wait for your SWAT.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. One other thing I want to ask you about, a thing I know that you'll want to tell everybody about, is I want to know how's the first teenager doing, the first daughter.
Well,
how is she?
She's doing great. She is a freshman at Howard.
Oh, my gosh.
She loves school. She loves, you know, I think she likes DC better than she likes the school. And I often wonder, but, you know, the thing that's intriguing, I think, to her about DC is just all of the opportunities. She's talked to me about Emily's List, about all of the internship opportunities that are available. You know, she's probably interested in government at a much higher level than I was interested in at her age because of her experience and because of the exposure that she's had. So she's talking about policy issues that I didn't think about until I was well into adulthood.
Right.
So, you know, she can probably quote the Healthcare Reform Act chapter and verse.
Wow, really?
And that's significant. I mean,
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful and she's very poised.
Well,
yes. I remember before she got here, she's very poised.
Thank you.
Yeah, but can you tell us again how to reach you?
Yes, I can be reached, and in fact, if someone wants to do 15 minutes with the mayor, they can call at 219-881-1302. But they can also reach us online at www.gary.in.us. And there is a portal on our website that will allow people to type in and raise areas of concern. If there's a street light out, if there's a dump site, if there are trees down, something that they need attention to for general services or even for demolition, they can put that right on our website. And at some point, we're going to go to even an app that you can put on your smartphone where you can just take a picture and beam it up to us.
Wow.
So we're excited about that.
I am so excited, Karen. Mayor Karen, I am so excited about you. I'm happy for all that you've accomplished. Well, I'm happy that you decided with all that you've gotten that you came back to Gary to try to help somebody else out. And I really, really, really appreciate that.
It's a great opportunity to serve the citizens of Gary. And it's particularly an opportunity for me because this is where I'm from. But, you know, the thing about our team and the team that works for the citizens, whether you're talking about the city council or the court and the clerk, is that these are people who have chosen to be here, who've chosen to labor here, who have come back from other places in many instances with our team and who could have made a lot more money in other places, but who choose to be here because they see the vision, like so many of us, of what Gary can be.
Absolutely. But like I said, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I just appreciate you having me on your show. I have to tell you, this set is just beautiful.
Thank you so much. We have so much help here at Gary Cable Access. That's Tamika back there, and Jackie, and Cynthia, Shihai, and Jackie's daughter, Gianna, and who else is on? Jamil, and hi, Chelsea. So we have a lot of help here. So, but it's really nice. But like I said before, I'm really excited about Gary and its progress. I can see the difference. You see the energy with the people. Oh, one other thing I wanted to ask you about. the crime rate. The crime rate in Gary has dropped also.
It has in terms of property crimes. We're on par with the number of violent crimes, and I quite frankly have a concern with that. In fact, I'm going to meet in the coming days with the police chief and with his team as we look at areas that we want to target so that we can bring our crime rate down as we look towards 2013. But we have, you know, at the beginning of the year, there was a rash in robberies and burglaries. Mm-hmm. That number is down significantly by almost 25%.
And there are police cars everywhere.
Well, one of our goals was to increase the number of police and cars on the street. We've been able to do that. We don't have as many people sitting at desks. We don't have as many people on leave. They're back protecting and serving the citizens of this community. One
more thing I wanted to ask you about our Boys and Girls Club. It's going to be moved from on Broadway.
And to our old alma mater.
Old alma mater, Tolleson High. Tolleson Junior High. Yes, ma'am. What's going on there?
Well, they are almost complete with the demolition phase, and we anticipate a move-in date of June of 2013.
Wow.
Yes. So that's going to be an exciting addition to the Tolleson community and to the entire city. It's going to be available for citizens all over the city, but we think that is going to be something that will spur growth in that community.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said before, I'm really excited about Gary and his progress. I'm happy that you've been here today to talk with us, and I want to invite you back again.
Thank you for coming. For having me.
And if you are here in our viewing audience and you'd like to see Simply Suzette and you want to get in touch with us, you want to Facebook us at Simply Suzette, please like us and leave a comment. You also want to email us at simplysuzette1@AOL.com, and you also want to call us at area code 219-617-7218, or you may want to email us at Simply Suzette, or you may want to you want to snail mail us at P.O. Box 64031, Gary, Indiana 46401. So a lot of ways to get in touch with us. You can also go on YouTube and get in contact with us as well. But again, I have to say, Karen, happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, and so happy that everybody was able to watch this show. This was exciting, and I so enjoyed the progress here at home in Gary, Indiana. And again, we'd like to let you know that here at Simply Suzette, we believe in giving you good news with style and a smile. Bye-bye. See you later. I can't have C.